Hi friends, and welcome to my channel. So today I want to talk about anxiety and stress and how we get sometimes just stressed out. You know, sometimes life can just stress us out. So I want to talk about that today. So I want to start off saying I guess in quarantine, or the beginning of that, in the beginning of the first quarantine, the first shutdown, I was going through a couple of years of really bad anxiety. I really didn't know it or didn't get any help or anything like that, but I was just stressed out a lot, and I was always so upset with myself for being stressed out, because to me in my life I had nothing to be stressed out about. So it was a bit confusing for me, because I thought that I should be completely happy. I have an amazing husband. I have a home. You know, I have jobs that I liked. I have friends, family, everything. And yet I was still just like on edge, and it was just, to me, it was so weird. So I blamed myself for that. So which led me to depression. Because I just really couldn't understand what was going on. So I had like a really big breakdown. During quarantine. So I started talking to someone once a week, which I suggest if you're going through something like that and you don't understand, if you're constantly down, stressed out, depressed, dealing with a lot of anxiety, try to get in touch with somebody and talk to them. The therapists really are amazing people, and they do help you, and they're neutral. So like sometimes when you feel as though you can't just reveal your whole self to people that you know, then you know they're neutral. You can just talk and just get everything out. It's like the most amazing thing. I love it. So with that being said, don't be afraid of what you're feeling, because in my particular situation, what I learned is that, you know, my past was very dramatic. I had a very dramatic past, starting from an early age all the way up until, like, you know, a few years ago. I was always in survival mode. I've always, you know, put my, you know, kids in, my whole life was for them and everything. So I was pretty much in survival mode my entire life, because you know, I had my son early. He's amazing. I love him. He saved my life. I swear to that, saved my life. But I had to make decisions and grow up really fast, and make choices in my life that would only benefit pretty much him. And I was young and didn't, you know, so I just did the best I can at the time that I was doing it, and I just continued to do that all the way through the rest of my life. So so as my therapist says, it's like beach balls, like balls in water. So they, you know, now that I'm settled, every emotion, everything that I kept inside, that I held down, that I ignored and everything, are just popping up, pop, like all of it, everything that I had to just place into the back of my mind so I can survive, so I can keep my children safe, well, and happy in their lives, and oblivious to all that was going on. So with that being, with that being said, so I didn't understand it when these beach balls started popping up. I didn't get it. Like, why was I just so down? And you try to analyze it, and you try to figure it out, and then you get anxious, and then you start breathing heavy, then you get more anxious, and it's just like one vicious cycle. But the good news is you can get help. You can help yourself. Just acknowledge what's going on in your head, and you know, see it. Don't let your mind rule you. You rule your mind. And it's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do. That's why I personally have help. Understanding me, understanding what's in my mind, and understanding all the mistakes that I thought I made, and blaming myself for stuff that really was out of my control for so many years. So so we do get stressed out with life. There's so much, especially now, that we feel as though that we cannot control, especially with the wearing the mask. There's nowhere to hardly go. I mean, things are settling down, but I mean, it's still a lot. And you might be around people that are putting you down constantly all the time, so you might not be feeling too good about yourself. But what I have to say on that is, if somebody's putting you down constantly, that's because they don't feel good about themselves, so they have to bring somebody else down. So you look in that mirror, you tell yourself that you love you, and don't let anybody touch you in that negative way, because you are beautiful. But sometimes we do have those insecurities. I went for almost 10 years of that, of just the mental abuse, being mentally abused, and it sucks. It's not physical. You don't see the bruises, you don't see the pain or the harm or anything, and gradually you don't even really actually know what's happening. It's a gradual thing where you just totally somebody is totally bringing you down to the point that you feel as though that you're nothing, but you are something. You are everything that they say that you're not. So don't forget that. Don't let anybody bring you down because of their insecurities in life. Try not to let them do that. Try, please, because it just keeps you stuck. It keeps you in their grasp, so where they can just manipulate you and use you and have power over you. And that's not good, especially in any kind of relationship, parent, daughter, son, a marriage, boyfriend, girlfriend, anything. It's not good to have somebody have that kind of power over you where they're making you feel less than what you are, because you are more than what you think you are. I'm finding that out even for myself. I mean, I did what I had to do. I took care of my children. I brought them up. I mean, I was a single mom once I got divorced and everything. And they had departments, they had clothes, they had TVs in their rooms, they had their own beds. I mean, they had everything that children are supposed to have, except for I didn't know. I still thought that I wasn't doing good because I was struggling. And I would tell my friends, "So we're struggling," and they said, "No, your children are not struggling. You're struggling. They don't see the struggle." So, so just be careful, because when you're doing your best and you're getting out there and your children are healthy and fed and clothes, and they have their clothes and everything, they're going to school and they're eating, then you're doing what you need to do. You're loving them, protecting them, and giving them what they need to survive. And don't ever feel bad about that. I know anxiety can just come up too. Sometimes I'll just have something just goes off in my head, and then I'm anxious. I'm just like, breathing heavily, not knowing what to do with myself, and getting more agitated because I'm not really sure why this is happening. And I just stop. I think about the thought that was there before this happened, and I acknowledge it, and I try to understand it, and then I go on. I don't ignore it, but I just try to figure out, what was this trigger? What made me sink into this? What thought? It could be any kind of thought. So just be careful about that. So if you start feeling anxious, just stop and think about what's going on in your head, in your mind. So just think about what's going on in your mind and try to understand it. Don't fight against it or bury it. Like I said, they're going to pop up. So just think about it, try to understand it, acknowledge it, and just move on, get past it. Somebody was talking about meditation. I've tried it, and my husband actually does it every day, and it is a really good form to just calm you down and mellow you out, your breathing and everything. So try meditation if you're feeling anxious or just antsy in some kind of way. As far as my depression goes, I've lived with it for a very, very long time. I have my ups and I have my downs. I don't particularly have in-betweens. Maybe except for when I'm doing my videos, because I feel level and normal when I'm here talking to you guys. But I'm either extremely happy or extremely sad. 90% of the time, I'm really a happy, outgoing, let's tackle the world type woman. I'm just that kind of girl, and I love me, and I love being the way that I am. I am a free bird and a free spirit, and I am happy, completely happy with the person that that I am right now. But I do sometimes get depressed. I mean, I do sometimes just want to just lay down and just not talk to anybody. Actually, I used to do that. Like, I wouldn't talk to people for days and days. I would just eat my potato chips and look at TV and just wouldn't talk to anybody. And just out of nowhere, just for no apparent reason, I would just, you know, just not want to deal with anybody, and I would just be sad. And like I said, sometimes everything is going really well in my life, but I still sometimes I just be like, I'm just sad, and it happens. So but I don't get upset about it anymore. I let it go. I let it pass. I go into my mind. I figure what triggered that sadness, figure out what triggered that sadness in me, and I acknowledge it. And sometimes it's just a thought of, like, from some past thing that somebody told me, or how stupid I am, or how dumb I am, or, you know, or if you know, just a feeling or a song I hear that reminded me of a time in my life that wasn't too well. So anything can just trigger these emotions, and we just have to acknowledge them. We have to understand them, and just try to figure them out, so when the next time it happens, we will be prepared for that. I'm just saying, I'm just telling you what I go through, what I feel, how I am. So I was actually talking to my therapist the other day, and I was literally just saying to her, like, how I feel so free now. Like, I one day just actually woke up and I was like, okay, Jesus, take the wheel. God, my life is in your hands. And basically, after I did that, I confirmed that, I acknowledged that, because I just thought that I wasn't doing good on my own, and I became such a different person. I gave my life to God, and I have become such a different person. I'm more confident. You know, I feel safe and protected, and I don't worry about the little things. As they say, don't sweat the small stuff. When one door closes, I believe another one opens. Everything happens for a reason, even bad things. So if something bad happens to me, I just say, okay, well, you know, why? There's going to be a solution. There's a reason. And I just go on. I don't let anything stop me anymore, because I believe that I am on a path with the Lord, and He leads, I follow. And I don't question things anymore, bad things anymore. Like, I don't blame them on me or anybody. I just accept what's happening, and I move on. My life right now, knock on wood, is amazing. And I mean, I got a promotion at my job. I have an amazing husband. I have beautiful children that I'm getting extremely close to. I have my family, my sister, who I love so much, and my mom. And I got 2 grandkids now from my husband's family, and it's just amazing. When a couple of years ago, I thought I would never have any of this. Like, I thought I was unlovable, that nobody could ever love me. And that brings me to the point, if you can't love yourself properly, then you can't expect anybody else to. So make sure, please, you do that. You look in that mirror, and no matter how hard it is, how hard it feels at the time, don't give up. Every day, say you love you, even if you don't know who you are, because you're in there. You're in there. You're still there. You just have to. Sometimes we just get lost within ourselves. We get lost just doing other stuff, raising kids. I was known as Duke's mom's, Chris' mom, Khalil's mom. You know, at some time and point, I didn't even have a name. So, so we get lost just in that hustle of just doing things that we have to do. But you're still there. You're still in there. You're still beautiful. You just got to find yourself and see yourself and let yourself come out and be free again. I remember when my kids grew up, when the last one was out of the house and I was alone, and I was just like, I didn't know what to do. I got so depressed, because I had nobody to take care of. And I didn't know how to take care of myself, because I really didn't even have a good value on myself. So that was extremely hard because I'm like, oh, what do I do now? So I found myself in that mirror. I began to love myself, and you know, I put my life into the hands of God, and everything just happened to turn out okay. And I am pleased to say that, you know, my life is way better than years ago I expected, because I thought I would never have anybody to love me, or just have it, or not even love myself. Like I said, I didn't know who I was. So depression does, anxiety, stress, just fear of everything that's going on around you, and just everything. Especially when you look at the news, it's just everything is just out of control. But it's not for us to bear the burdens of all of that all the time. Some things we cannot control. So let's not blame ourselves for things that are happening. I did do a video on Black Lives Matter the other day because I feel as though that I needed to speak out. The only way I can feel as though I can get through to people is through my YouTubes and my social media and everything. So yes, I did a perspective on how me as a mother feels about the things that are happening to our race, my race. So, you know, you can check that out. It's a mother's perspective, BLM, Black Lives Matter. I actually, you know, I still do my from my book, How My Loving Him Taught Me How to Love Myself. And this is where you can actually see my transformation into a whole nother person. I do have to get the book like published. So I still just working off the manuscript. But you know, you have to go out there. You can get books. You can get there's a lot of books out there that can help you with your anxiety and your depression. But, you know, talking to someone professional is a good way to go. Don't let nobody put you down or get you down. Make sure you look in that mirror and tell yourself that you love you. Believe in your higher power. Keep your faith. Live by faith. And just do you, okay? Be kind, gentle, loving, and free. Every day is a gift. That's another way how I look at life. Like, every day I wake up is a good day just because I woke up. So even my bad days are okay because I am alive to experience them. So, you know, you can think about it that way too. Enjoy every moment because it could be your last. So there's so many ways that you can take life and make the best out of it. Like I was telling my therapist, when something bad happens, I look for the good in it, because there's always some kind of good in everything and everybody. So try not to look for the negative. Try to find a positive, and you'll probably just start seeing things differently. So that's all I have for today. I'm glad that I had a chance to talk about this, because we all go through things. So just make sure you know that you are blessed and you are loved and you are beautiful. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and a big thumbs up. Okay, bye friends.